Yeah, yeah. I'm a 1080p no frills kind of guy. You know, I don't want to push it. You know what I mean? Oh, hello, we're on. This is a no frills stream. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. Hello and welcome to a slightly different looking stream here this evening for KRL. It's round 7 of the championship. We are at the Circuit of the Americas. And V is for Voodoo Live is joining us. We're not sure whether he will be coming through the stream, but like I said, with my PC, you probably heard a little bit of that discussion there as we, right at the top of our show, yes, do not spend your channel points. They will not come through tonight. No sound effects or any sort of extra bits and pieces tonight. But we will be streaming nonetheless. So tonight and tomorrow night, of course, it will be a no frills setup, ladies and gentlemen. But then that is because my PC is getting a rebuild and a reboot with all sorts of new bits and pieces. So we'll be back with the usual OBS stream next week. But enough about that. Let's have a look at some of these provisional times. Slightly shorter qualifying session here this evening. We are down somewhat on numbers, but 13 drivers with us tonight. We were looking at JJ there not too long ago, and now we're looking at Noodles now sitting on a 208.2. Nick has gone 3.5 tenths slower than that, but still very nice indeed. Then it's 1.2 seconds back to Mayonnaise as this man is in third. Fourth for Hainsey. Vibesy in fifth. Sideways in sixth. Smitty and Crago 7th and 8th so far with 5.5 minutes to go. Then it's Jimbo Jones who was going to get a promotion, of course. Nismo going ahead of Jimbo there, so still an interesting battle in their particular class. Exo with them as well. Stone Towel in the KTM and JJ along with my commentator there who's currently sitting in the pits. But perfect time to introduce him, of course. Jason at Wilkinson. He's fresh off the golf course. I won't say what your handicap is. But anyway, yeah, so... and, no. Oh. Oh. Copy that. Audio issues. We will be back shortly. Oh, they can hear me, can't they? Yep. Yep. Damn. Yep. You're not going to leave me though, are you, Cam? No one can hear me. That sounds like I'm talking to myself. Okay. Copy that. I'm going to jump over now. Step into the light, my son. I'm going to join Jason's party. Okay, copy. I joined the party.
Testing 1, 2,
Testing.
3.
Testing. There is Jason. I can also join Jason Wilkinson's game. But we don't want to do that, do we now? Geez, 3.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Got Wilco now coming through the stream.
Oh, well, I was just explaining how I hit 2 hole-in-ones for the first time I've actually played golf in about 15 years. So I won't go over the story again. It was just, you know, just a nice par 3. Chip in about 180 metres, fucking bang.
And we do apologise for the language there on the...
I hit a hole-in-one, I can do what I want.
And yes, you'll get protection as usual. But we are live. We've got Wilco coming through now. What a start to this one. But Wilco, we have heard about your golf game now. But what about this man? Switching from no Happy Gilmore shot, though. It's you eat pieces of shit. No. Oh, I swore too. Okay, anyway, it's not going well for me, but it also is this man on pole position. Shorter qualifying session, Jason, of course, tonight because no one got the memo that we were racing tonight. Slightly less of a turnout this evening for COTA.
Yeah, and not sure if it is COTA itself, but even the GT3 sign up at the moment only has about 16 or 17 people. So hopefully it is COTA, and everyone will be back next week for the finale at Kyalami, which will be a good week. But tonight, these guys here tonight are going to cash in on some points for their championship. So no, Jimbo is going for 5 in a row, I think, so he will get a bump up next season into the Pro-Am class, but there's no point changing him up with 2 races to go. And yeah, there's only 3 pros tonight, so Hainsey will be looking to bank some points, Nick as well, and of course Noodles will be looking to, I think he almost can clinch his championship tonight. He's that far ahead, but yeah, we've got 1:30 left to go. All these cars will be, so from Jimbo, so Noodles will be on his last lap now, which he's invalid, same as Nick. So yep. Let's have a look. I think we've got car 71, Craig, yo, goes across the line and goes, hey-ya, up to P6. There we go.
P6, and let's have a look at this. 55 is in the pit lane, which is Noodles, invalidated his lap. We've got a 37. And the supplementaries, Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty's going through the last 2 corners here.
Let's have a look at Smitty then. Hooncorp colours donning his car. Here's a Maserati, very Maserati-dominated field tonight. 6 Maseratis in all 4 KTMs, 2 Audis, and I'm sitting in a Merc there. I don't know why in the pit lane. As Smitty comes across the line now, he'll get another crack at this. Won't he, of course, Wilco? Who else is coming through? I think Jimbo Jones is now coming up to the last corner. Joey Jojo Shabadoo coming out of the last corner then. Joey Jojo comes across the line. Here he goes.
Hainsey.
And Hainsey is also on his way. Let's have a look for Hainsey. MC Hainsey. I don't think anybody's really keen on this circuit, are they, Wilco? As we see Nick and Noodles both in the pit lane. It's an interesting circuit. Can't say it's one of my favourites. I did try the COTA short layout on F1 2020 or whatever it was many, many years ago. Look at you go. Yeah. And yes, it's certainly one that isn't really that favourable with the drivers. And Apex Humper is confirming that, saying tough track to learn, Wilco. And COTA is a tough track, says the Prince, especially with these limits before you invalidate your lap.
Yeah, so this is one of another track that has come from the F1 game that I absolutely hated. So I've got a few tracks that I really dislike on the F1 game, which I haven't played this year, which is good. But yeah, this track, Hungary, I hate as well. And even Silverstone I'm not a fan of on F1 games, but on this game it just feels a little bit different. Now this is still not a great track, as we've got the last 2 cars across the line will be Sideways Polka and Smitty, because Jimbo's in the pit. So yeah, Sideways Polka across the line, he moves up by 10th, stays in P5. But yeah, COTA's, it's a interesting track. I mean, I have to say, you know how I love to pump up my tyres, Trev, but last time we were here I was in the Cup car in that really wet race where I had Matt and Simon on my gearbox the whole race, and I'm getting the chocolates there, and I think I won the championship there too. But that's enough to talk about me. Here comes Smitty around the last corner. Yes. Oh, we had a little mistake.
Oh, Smitty. Is that going to affect him? Hello to Ricardo. Good day, brothers. That is Dutch for hello and welcome as we see all the cars back into the pit lane. Great to have you along, Ricardo. Great to have you along, Apex Humper. And also Voodoo will be taking a backward seat. Not a backward step, a backward seat tonight, of course, Wilco, because we can't hear him, and we can hear him, but you can't hear him. As that's the end of this qualifying session. Still 11 beautiful people joining us, despite our lack of trimmings and frills on this stream. Big happy birthday to Matt Simmons. Happy birthday, Matthew. God bless you this day. I hope you get lots of cuddles from Hank and plenty of presents too. And there we go. Thank you for that,
And he's
Voodoo.
just joined too.
And he's just joined. And do I have to sing it again or not?
I think he heard.
I think he heard that. Thank you to Voodoo. What a time to join. He just joined as I was singing that song. Let me clip it and turn it into a sound effect. And how good is that? And I've also got a little Postman Matt song, which you've heard it several times. Postman Matt, Postman Matt, Postman Matt, and his charismatic French bulldog Hank.
Just doesn't roll the tongue as well, does it?
Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, Matt will be at the GT Cafe. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Matt Simmons. That is the Matt Simmons, by the way. Don't give up your day job. Not quite sure what that is at the moment, Jimbo. I do 3 different jobs 7 days a week for 9 hours a day. But anyway, that's what you got to do. You got to pay the skills to get the bills, as they say. And good call from Jimbo Jones. But we are about to look at the starting grid. In fact, we're already doing that. And special shout out to Matthew Simmons celebrating his 25th birthday. Yes, jack of all trades, master of none. But thank you for that, Matthew Simmons. Still... I actually found out that Simon did see that post earlier on social media there. And what about the Photoshop and the editing work on that picture that I posted up as well? But it is Matt Simmons' birthday, GT Academy champion, if you don't mind, as we're looking at a very small starting grid here. Wilco, do we have a full formation lap before us here before we get underway?
Yeah, unfortunately. we do. Long formation lap, but Ernie Drongo just jumped in, so 14 cars tonight, so it's not great, but she'll do. But yeah, there was talk about people wanting to push this race back next week a week, because Bum Sniffers is on next week, so good old get the scrum. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't talk about NRL, but yeah, that's next week. But with the numbers tonight, I think we might just run next week as is, because... the guys here don't really care about it. No,
Jason loves KRL and NRL, of course, for all of our viewers in the northern states there. Yes, we love our NRL, but we are counting down. Let's get to some of the comments. That Photoshop is a masterpiece, and legend has it, Trev, Jack of all trades. Thank you, Voodoo. Not just sharks either.
Oh,
and
look what Matt just said. Can you please read that out for me, Trev? I just can't seem to see it. Can you just confirm?
Trying to hunt down Wilco in the flooded conditions. I had severely... Small is good. That's what my wife says. Thank you, Exo. That's a very interesting comment to leave. I had a severely cursed one I wanted to share, but didn't want to make people's eyes bleed. That is from the one and only Chuck Norris. We're about to get away from the grid here. Nick and Noodles. And you've got to say on this sort of form so far tonight, Jason Wilkinson, the soon-to-be pro golfer there, and the man that's going to win that gold jacket that Chubbs never won and get Grandma's house back. I've got to say, Noodles, very much the favourite here this evening in this race. Can you see anybody stopping him from seeing that checkered flag in P1 tonight? But it is a 1 hour race and anything can happen around this circuit, especially because no one likes it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I mean, track limits are obviously going to be an issue, so one drive-through and yeah, it opens the race up, but we know how quick Noodles is, and unfortunately there's no Simon, no Norm, obviously Andrew doesn't race the GT2, so there's none of those alien drivers around. No Matt, of course. Sorry, I apologise, Matt, happy birthday. There's no Matt in that Porsche here, and I would have given him 5 kilos less on his car too if he had rocked up tonight just for his birthday, but yeah, so Noodles should and could run away with it, but of course it's pretty tricky to do 60 minutes without getting 3 or more track limits here. So if he can sort of get into a nice little lead, I feel like he should just be able to cruise right to the end of this race. And as I said, pretty sure he'll be able to take the championship tonight. But it is 300 points for a win, so I'll work it out as we go.
We sure will. We are ready to go. Even the crowd's a little bit down. I was about to say, go Noodles, Matt Simmons. saying, go Noodles, looking forward to teaming up with him at Silverstone. That's going to be fantastic. And remember that clip with Bobby around here, and Sideways is Sideways in the final corner. Hello to Bobby Hoskins if he's out there listening. Can you give me my birthday present next week? Says Matt Simmons. And, oh, yes.
Like Oprah, you get 5 kilos off. You get 5 kilos off. Everyone gets 5 kilos
Oh,
off.
I'd need about 25. But anyway, that's what geez, it's difficult, isn't it, in the cooler months for everyone here in the southern states. It's minus 2 degrees at the moment here in Benalla. And we'll be rubbing those sticks together very hard indeed to get those fires going and keep those fires burning, and fighting off saber-toothed tigers in my loin cloth and all the rest of it. So there we have it. So Noodles, very much the favourite here this evening with our skeleton bare bones. No frills, no trimmings stream tonight. Missing the famous Andrelli graphics. And he actually fired through some updated graphics, but that's all well and good. We can use those, can't we, Wilco, in a week or so's time for the finale at Kyalami. And there's going to be more bells and whistles. Yeah, I'm not done yet. There'll be more bells and whistles that you could poke a stick at next week. But Wilco, I cut across you there, and now I'm inviting you in.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to let me talk. But yeah, so Noodles is currently on 1,416 points. Norm in P2 is on 1,278. So pretty sure Noodles just hasn't finished in the top 5, and he should be champion for the GT2 series. So yeah, no Norm tonight. Nick is 1,194. So he's about 80 points behind Norm, so he should be also be able to jump up and yeah, get into P2 in the championship, which would be good. And Sideways Polka is actually in 4th with Good Vibes in 5th. So these boys have been putting in the effort every race and coming away with the chocolates.
We are waiting to get underway here. The expert comments from Jason Wilkinson, major champ, multiple champion and a major player in the KRL scene. Who's excited? Beaky's excited. Let's go, says the birthday boy. Matt Simmons, green light, go, go, go. We're away at the Circuit of the Americas. Always an interesting time of it here in Turn 1. It's a very wide apex there into Turn 1. Nick looking around to try and go around the outside of Nick. Nick trying to get around the outside of Noodles, I should say. Hainsey is right up there in 3rd place, so he's jumped Mayo off the line. Sideways Polka in there as well. Only 14 cars in the field tonight. Of course, Ernie Drongo jumping on at the last possible moment as JGOG and JOG19 says cheap views on naughtycams.com. Well, you've just been banned by a naughty cam. See you later. Thanks for coming. Rubbery to see you. Goodbye. And we are on the opening lap of this race. Noodles, status quo there. Nick tried to get that move done. Possibly his best chance. Of course, Wilco there into Turn 1 with that very wide open apex. Rain of Fires joined us. So has Beaky, says happy to add some class and jump on board. And the birthday boy, Matt Simmons, did we mention it's his birthday? And a couple of songs I went with a little bit earlier on. The fans loving that. And we hope you're loving this stream. There's a big close-up of HC Hainsey. It's KTM, Maserati, Audi. And not a good start for Mayo. Craigie, yeah, he's up in 5th. Cracking the whips, but Sideways in 6th here, Jason. 3rd in his class at the moment. And if I didn't know any better, that Maserati looks like it's got a very KRL-style coloured livery there.
Yes, he's repping the KRL colours, which is always nice. Sideways Polka. Mickey has been a long-time racer for KRL, and he does a lot of other series as well. So he gets some racing under his belt. But yeah, running the KRL blue style, which is beautiful to see.
Great stuff. Hello to you, Beaky. And Rain of Fire home from camping, straight to footy training, and finished with these fine gentlemen. Doesn't get much better than that. Living in Queensland. Do not come back to Wodonga. Rain of Fire. Or is that Andrelli from... Anyway, I'm getting my towns mixed up, but it is freezing cold down here.
Question for Rain of Fire, though. Did you finish that 5 litre bottle of moonshine.
Not by the hairs of my ginny gin. Remember the big, gee, that was really asking for trouble, wasn't it? The big 5 litres of gin, real hillbilly sort of stuff. There's a tiny bit left, he says, and I tell you what, which means that he's possibly consumed most of it, not gin, vodka. Wow, that is incredible stuff. So 3 minutes into this race, and Rain of Fire, he's still alive to tell the tale, Wilco, which is more than I can say after my some of the experiences I've had with vodka and Captain Morgan's rum. And boy,
football club as well.
Oh, gee whiz, I tell you what, that was a day and a half. That day I woke up 3 backyards and 3 towns over 5 days later. Oh boy, I thought I can't get any drunker, so I'll just keep drinking. And that was that was a terrible tactic. I've got to travel to Rockhampton on Sunday for next week now, and let us know why you're heading to the Hampton. Up there, much warmer than where we are here at the moment. But we hope you're warm, we hope you're toasty, and we hope you've got oh, Noodles getting slightly sideways there. He has picked up the fastest lap, but he's 1.3 now in the lead. But a slight moment there, a little sideways salmon action there for our man Paul Candelonian out in front, Jason, and that's not good for him.
No, but we do know these cars like to move around a fair bit too, so the tyres should be getting up to temperature now, especially because the track is 33 degrees. So, yeah, tyres should be getting into that little sweet spot now, and then they should be torched by about lap 5, because this track does eat some tyres for breakfast.
It certainly is much better than what Shooter McGavin eats for breakfast, that's for sure. But we heard all about Jason's terrific golf career. He's headed off with his younger brother to a very interesting family, that one, left-handed and right-handed combinations. That'd make it interesting to set fields for them, wouldn't it, in the driveway, playing cricket at Christmas time or on Boxing Day. But I'm one of those lucky ones that never gets a hangover. Noodles is keeping it interesting here, as said by Matt Simmons, and Voodoo's last trip with the captain wasn't the best. He drank 1 litre of it and ended up in a field, at 2 a.m. chasing cows. Come here, little cow. Come on, little cow. Oh, don't be like that, little cow. And yeah, so he's not with us tonight. He's still alive, I mean, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. We can't hear him coming through. And Chuck Norris loves that one, chasing cows. But we've got some action further down the field with JJ Norms as Rain of Fire checking in on Voodoo. We didn't talk about this very much in our pre-race show, which was non-existent, Jason, but our man, the Nigerian Prince, has hurt his hand, we believe, in several places.
Yeah, he's I won't say what he should do to strengthen his hand, but there's a lot of exercises he could do. But yeah, he's the old D&D wheel has claimed he's you know, had an incident. His thumb is broken in 15 places. So no more Bible stories for him.
No, and no more vegetables for him either. And just trying to get the image of Cam running around a field after a litre of Captain Morgan's rum there, chasing cows out of my head. But it's getting there, says Voodoo. We're getting live updates. We'll actually talk about the race too, would you believe? It is getting there. Fractured the thumb and getting more tests on the 2 ligaments I tore later this week. And I would be dead, says the great Matt Simmons. But just when you thought the tendons would be an issue, it is Matt Simmons, of course. 43-degree Christmas here is like is us having like 0 degrees on Christmas, and that is coming from Ricardo, one of the founding members of this channel. I believe, yes, part of the Prime Gaming subscription as well. So big hello to Ricardo, Matty Simmons, Rain of Fire, our 5-litre vodka man, and everybody else whose names escape me. I want to be a vodka man. Nacho man. I want to be a nacho man. And Oakley dokley. And remember when Homer and Ned become friends, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to good old Neddy. And then, of course, he's just left with his ginormous wang, of course, as we see in a lot of the Simpsons memes. But anyway, lap 3 of this race, and if you're just joining us, there will be no Bible stories for anyone tonight if no one can catch this man, Noodles, and Nick. And Nick doesn't look like he's going to suffer vegetables gladly, because he's only 1.6 seconds further adrift. Wilco, you might have said this was a fait accompli, but I don't believe so, because 1.6, anything is possible here. If your man smells like Old Spice, because it's 1.6 seconds at the moment, still plenty to play for in this race with not many cars at the moment.
Yeah, and maybe Noodles is just, keeping it interesting, as Matt said, not pulling away and breaking everyone's hearts and breaking my mind, because, it's hard to commentate a 14-car race, but anyway, we'll do our best. But yeah, he's doing all right so far, Nick, and he's keeping with him. He was 3/10 behind Noodles on that lap. But I'm actually watching the battle between Mayo and Hainsey, and Hainsey pulls away in that first sector where the KTM, which is a bit lighter, is a little bit faster. But then on that back straight, Mayo really closes up towards the end and just can't get enough speed to have a move up the inside at that hairpin, but he will get there soon enough.
He certainly will, and you can see there also Wilco. Don't get Trev starting to sing. He can't stop, and there was. Reminds me of there was actually a man, Matt, if you're out there listening, who was addicted to brake fluid. Addicted to drinking brake fluid, but he kept telling people he could stop at any time. But no, I certainly won't start singing again. But yes, Rain of Fire, talking to Matt Simmons there. I'm a former alcoholic, and I'm a current one on weekends. But while I still do drink, I've contained it to only being on weekends. I didn't know that. When the kids are asleep, and I rarely drink to the point of being drunk. And Jimbo and Vibesy also having a good battle there. But great to really hear from our viewers and our beloved regulars. I did let loose on my camping trip, but that's rare these days. And as the great Alan Shep, who also you caught up with during the week, of course, Jason says, whatever happens on the mountain stays on the mountain, and certainly a great philosophy to live by Big Shep there.
Yeah, well, I think that's just an excuse to get drunk. And see, Big Shep, he's one of my mates I used to work with. Long time supporter of this channel, although he can't work out what his password is, so he can't actually comment on this. But he is one of those guys. He goes to Bathurst every year and I think he's missed one Bathurst since like the mid 70s, and he was one of the guys to crack the shits really when the supercar said you're only allowed one slab per person per day, and he was up in arms. I think he actually ended up getting a shovel, went up a week early and dug a few holes and put a few slabs in the holes. And that's literally the man that Big Shep is.
Yes, and got to say, there's certainly holes up on the top of the mountain, and Big Shep as well. And I put into Chat GPT, create a birthday song for Matt Simmons, and it's up to our 6th verse at the moment. My goodness, this Chat GPT stuff, it's incredible. But 48 minutes remaining in this race. Noodles still leads Hainsey. We mentioned this battle as well. Mayo must be running no rear wing. That is coming from the Matt Simmons. I'd rather crack the shizers than have the shizers. You're talking to me. I actually went into the fridge and needed something to eat for lunch today, and just brought out a 6-day-old curry that Mrs. B was meant to have thrown out, and actually ate it. So let's hope it doesn't come back to haunt me in the last sort of 20 minutes of this race, as Jimbo's had a moment here on our screens. What on earth has happened there at the S's? And now he's got a red mark against his name. Has he got a penalty or something here, Wilco, as a result of that incident, as Nismo goes past him?
I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. I'm not sure. But, he's dropped to 3rd in class. Of course, he's gone for 5 and wins in a row. So we'll see how he goes. Exorcist now in the leader. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
And wow, that's a really long song, isn't it, for someone? This AI stuff's just cutting edge, isn't it? I wonder what else it can do. As Jimbo 91 there is in all sorts of trouble. Go EXO, says Rain of Fire. And you can see there, big hello to 11 people out there watching us here this evening. We're on lap 5, 47 minutes to go. No frills stream tonight. If you aren't just joining us, just audio and video. And that's how we like to do it in Benalla. A little bit behind the times up here, as Jason likes to remind us. So look at us. We play night golf left-handed without any handicap. Aren't we great? But Jimbo continuing to soldier on there. And he is catching Nismo again. There doesn't appear to be any damage on that car. But our man Rain of Fire very keen to... EXO is following that incident. EXO doing very nicely here, leading his class in the Audi. The 666 Audi, our very own Prince of Darkness, is leading in his class. Only, 3.7 roughly ahead of Nismo. But EXO's having a ripper here tonight, Jason.
Yeah, he'll be up and about over there in WA. He's... I feel bad for EXO. You know, he says, "Oh, I'm slow," but he's raced in 2 hours in the past, so he's always going to be behind Trev.
Certainly is. Just an incident there. And so let's raise a glass. Let's cheer and sing to Matthew Simmons. Let the joy bells ring. For a friend so dear, a soul so true. Happy birthday, Matthew. We all love you. And that's from the team at KRL there. And yes, I'm still on my work laptop. They're going to be looking at that thinking, geez, he's keen, isn't he? With his project work there at 8:38 p.m. Eastern Time. And yes, they all, boy, they've just given me a lot of extra... Anyway, we won't talk about my work because it's putting the bread on the table. But Hainsey, Matt Simmons commenting about a distinct lack of rear wing on this car. Like you said, Wilco, he seems to catch him in this sort of stuff, but then struggles on the straights.
Sorry, I'm just picturing you putting bread onto your table back in Benalla. And just maybe think of Jesus and the body of Christ and all that stuff. But yeah, what were you saying? I was too busy laughing.
That's all right. I'm a 6 foot tall, white-handed right male of British descent.
No, you're the wrong hand.
I got 2 white hands, but there we go. You can say whatever you like about JC. I can't get offended. But MC, Jesus Christ, tell you what, bit of dyslexia.
MC Hammer.
And my God, Noodles is wiping the floor with everybody. Extracurricular activities. Noodles is checking out now. We feared this would happen. Matthew Simmons. And do you reckon Matthew realises that I Google him as I... no, let's have a look here. Matthew Simmons. There we go.
Did you touch yourself, or...?
We're not touch Matthew. And GT Academy program and partnering with Nissan there. Love a good Google search of our Matt. Anyway, let's move right along. That's a little bit strange, and I know Matt's out there. No live Googling, please, says Matt Simmons. How do you think I work the Photoshop? That is absolute quality work, of course, there. But his birthday today, 25 years young, so very happy birthday to Matt Simmons.
There you go, Matt. Trev's just giving you the -10 on the old age there. Lovely.
Yep. Just realised he probably would have been 3 or 4 doing the GT stuff. He's only 25. But no, we've got 43 minutes left in this race, 43 and a half. And you can see this man has checked out. He's got his bags packed, his aeroplane tickets, his boarding pass. And he is really checking out, starting to stretch his legs and open up a huge gap there. 4.5 seconds. Hainsey and Nick, there was briefly a yellow flag there for something. Happy birthday, says Rain of Fire. And geez, I hope that week-old curry doesn't come back to haunt me. Just mind over matter, though. That's all right. We'll keep our head down and stay focused. And then we've got Mayonnaise, 1.8 further back, 3.7 back to sideways. And JJ, has something happened to JJ? But Nismo... That curry's happened. I tell you what, it's about 6 hours ago now. Anyway, Nismo behind Jimbo. So Jimbo on the comeback trail here. Really damage limitation and all of the cliches that I can think of here, Wilco.
Yeah, so he's back in front. He's got 5 seconds to exercise in P9, so he's still got to get through Mr. Stonetail. And that's a ripper name too. But yeah, so the battle here is pretty much between is Nick Hainsey, and Mayo's sort of catching back up. So yeah, that's the one to keep an eye on.
Certainly is. Simon Bishop reacting to my post there. I was hoping I guess you put that stuff out in an open public sort of forum like that. He's going to say, let's not tell Simon too much about that, I might have said there. But Nismo now in third. Jimbo and Nismo very, very occupied with their own little battle here at the moment. That's going to keep EXO in front for the time being. Beaky, when did Beaky join?
He joined after a couple laps into the race, so he's jumped on for a race. Hopefully he gets out the way and he'll be all good. Yeah,
there we go. He's getting out of the way now on his black Mercedes. Blue flags being waved by that two-dimensional American Marshal there. Everything's bigger in Texas. Not a overly favourable... Let me just start again without the brain aneurysm. Not an overly favourable track here for the man alongside me in the commentary box, Jason Wilkinson. But slightly tricky, especially in these GT2 cars. And being one of the more modern Herman Tilke circuits, of course, there's the issue of the runoff and track limits as well. Ernie Dongo, he is there in 14th, fourth in his class. And Wilco, it's a prick of a track, says Rain of Fire. Just tell us what you really think, Rain of Fire. And then Matty Simmons coming in saying, Wilco, add rain and make it interesting. I'm not sure he's got that power, Matt Simmons. I'm not sure whether you can make it rain. When the race has started, Wilco, you're very powerful in this sort of league, but not quite that powerful with your godlike powers.
Yeah, not when the race has already started, unfortunately.
Battles!
Oh, battles. Who's battling? Who's battling?
JJ and Ernie Dingo are just battling there. And it seems that JJ has got through there. Matt Simmons seeing that one. And you can see there are battles still continuing here. 14 people watching now. Ernie Dingo and JJ there. And I don't think Ernie Dingo's done with JJ yet. And I know there's other battles going on. We know that... Mayo and Nick as well. Look at this. JJ's run wide, and that's going to give Ernie Dingo the moment he needs and the opportunity he needs to pounce. JJ sent it. Slipping the...
Don't make that noise again.
sliding the envelope there for anyone who still uses envelopes. We're still writing onto sort of tablets and stuff here. But drive-through penalty now for Ernie Dingo. And
track limits.
Track limits. We knew this would happen, Wilco. We knew that Rain of Fire and JJ now has also gone off there. But Ernie Dingo, that is going to cost him dearly towards the back of the field.
Yeah, so he's the first victim. Can we get all 13 guys, just so we can have 2 pit stops tonight? Can we get all 13 guys getting some drive-throughs?
And I won't do that again. Me too, says, hope that was licking the step. Oh, look. Oh, off goes. Whoa. And bang. That, is that yes, it is JJ. And JJ into the wall. I thought he was going to go still and silent and quiet there and then go back to the pits. But, well, he'll be questioning his decision-making, won't he, Jason, here tonight with a shortened... condensed field. What's he going to do? Is he going to come back to the pit lane there? Let's have a look.
What we did miss is Hainsey has got in front of Nick. So can we see Hainsey sort of put a bit of pressure on Noodles and try and close that gap up a little bit? Because it's 7.8 seconds at the moment.
7.8 seconds is the gap. 38 minutes to go in this race. Mandatory pit stops, of course. We are on the PS5. Well, we're always on the PS5, aren't we, I guess? But we are streaming directly from the PS5. And a little bit of a shame there. It is such a no-frills type setup. Look, it'd be nice to get some overlays or something, even on the PS5, wouldn't it? But anyway, you'd have to have an imagination for that. I hope you're out there listening, Mr. Kazori Yakajumi, and hopefully you can give us an update or something in the way of graphics. But Jimbo and Stoned Towel, I think that job might have been over and done with, because Jimbo, the man looking for an upgrade, has got that move done as well. He is flying at the moment, Jimbo, after flying off the track earlier on.
Yeah, he's been, again, driving really well. Remember, he started off the first couple rounds and he was sort of in no man's land, just couldn't really get it together, and then I may or may not have been helping him out with a bit of coaching over the last few months, or yeah, probably last month, and yeah, he's definitely improved, but it's definitely not down to me, Trev, because my tyres are already pumped up enough as it is.
Certainly is. Eye of the Tiger is the king of the fight, and there we go. Oh, what's going on here? Chat GPT. It's I put in Eye of the Tiger by Survivor to the tune of a birthday song for Matt Simmons. Oh my God, it's come up. This is incredible. Sorry, just discovered artificial intelligence here in Benalla, and boy, we'll shut down that Google search there and get back to our chat. But rising up, back on the scene. And there's all sort of Matt Simmons related stuff here. But anyway, we've got to focus. We can't just pick random drivers and hyper-focus in on them, because that would be doing a disservice to the likes of Jimbo Jones or Jimbo Johnson Jr. Sounds like a boxer from the mid-90s. But here's Jimbo, and now Exo is lining him up. There's sort of almost two different races going on here. This lot are 15 seconds further back from Smitty. But Exo now under pressure from our man Jimmy Johnson. And if he's not sailing the high seas, he's licking stamps and sending them on the racetrack indeed. Because this car of Jimbo's is looking very nice. And he's lining up Exo here, Wilco. And I think Exo is going to be exercised back into second place here very shortly.
Yeah, here we go. Is he going to send it up into turn one? Yes, he is. Is he not? Oh, yep. Beautiful. Nice driving by both of them. And Jimbo's, just like that, back into the lead of the M class. So there we go. So Jimbo's back in. And JJ Norms has just come out and done his pit stop and nearly lost... Well, he probably lost nearly a lap because he was just behind this field. But Ernie Drongo needs to come and do his drive through this lap or he'll be DQ'd. And looks like we've got Mayo, Hainsey and Nick are all fighting each other, and Mayo with that extra wing, or lower wing, flies back up into P2 now.
P2.
So these guys are having a good battle.
They are having a good battle. We'll get back to that other one there. It's your special day. We're so glad you know, and we want to show we love you in every single way. Matt Simmons, the love continuing, as you can see there, Hainsey and Nick involved. So we might have a Max Verstappen noodle situation happening in P1, but P2, 3 and 4 all together. And Sideways Polka a little bit further back from behind them. But Ernie Dingo, does he have to come in this lap? I think you said, Wilco, doesn't he? Otherwise he will get a disqualification as we approach half race distance here at the Circuit of the Americas. Jason Wilkinson, of course, not a fan of these Formula One circuits.
I'm not a fan, but it's better on this game than it is F1. And as I said before, the last time I raced here, I did win, so it's always got a soft spot for me. The tracks that I win at, which, yeah, I won't finish that sentence, but yeah.
And I think I might have picked up a league win here in F1 2012, but there's the story. If the race gets really boring, Kimi got a win here, didn't he, many years ago? About time, finally.
So, a lot of no-names win this race, is what you're trying to say.
Look, I've got to say that, yes, I tell you one thing. As here comes Ernie Dingo. Enough about no names, because this man, Ernie Dingo, solid three-way battle for P2. And I just need one more lap, Wilco, says Matt Simmons. And impressed with Mayo. When he first started, he wasn't very quick, but look at him now. He's grinded his way to solid pace. And Matty Simmons saying, I just needed one more lap. That's not very exciting.
That race, though, was unreal. Do you remember that race? You had you and Bob in the commentary box. I think Voodoo might have been there, or he might have
Was
been
that
the safety car.
the wet race,
here.
wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the crazy wet race here. Unreal. No TC Cup cars around here in like literally almost flooded track. It was good fun. You really had to learn how that roll. You learned how that right foot is meant to be controlled, especially through this section here, where Hainsey and that'll go. The amount of times you'd have almost full lock left just coming out of that right hander there. It was good fun. It was good fun.
Great fun indeed. Was that I saw a clip, I think, on our Twitch channel there about, I think Matt went off. Was that the race where Matt went off? And I just kept...
And you were very upset.
Very upset indeed. But that race was absolutely...
I'm sure Voodoo could find that clip somewhere.
Yes, I can, guys. I'm just got to find it. But, I'm finding it now. So give us a couple of seconds. Thank you there, Cameron Norris. That's the best you're going to get from the Nigerian Prince tonight. Awfully quiet in the chat there. Wonder where he is. But anyway, if he comes back, it would be great to have him along. Absolutely bonkers race. And Nick made... was that somebody off? Nick and Nick and Haynes. Is that Hainsey off to the side? He's back in the pits. Is that the end of it? Boy, yeah. I was shitting on, and we've missed a crucial part of this race halfway in.
Yeah, so Nick went a little bit too deep into turn one. Hainsey saw him come and sort of turned out, and then Nick kept going. And then, unfortunately, as Hainsey come back in from a tighter angle, or a wider angle, Nick tagged him, and Hainsey then went dead straight into the wall. So I'm not sure if maybe he's hurt his hand, Voodoo style. But they wouldn't have got that much damage that he wouldn't be able to turn. But, I'm sure Hainsey will jump in and say what happened there. But yeah, that's race over for Hainsey. But Hainsey, if you are watching, get back out there, get some points, because you are, you can get some nice points with a lot of these guys missing tonight.
As Beaky also in the pits for his stop. Stone Towel and Exo having a good battle then. Exo was leading in his class, but now dropped back to second. Of course, Stone Towel not in the same class. You can see Jimbo there has toddled off into the distance as well. And here comes Stone Towel now. Interesting track, this one. Opened in 2012, I believe. And they have MotoGP around here, do they, Wilco? Is that... I think they do, don't they?
I don't watch MotoGP much, so I'm not sure. I'm sure someone would let us know.
And certainly, as we'll keep an eye on Stone Towel as Rain of Fire at the Kid, Billy the Kid. He says can drive in any conditions too. Drive everyone up the wall. And that is incredibly insulting and offensive. They do run here. I told you that MotoGP runs here. Going off the 1998 Australian MotoGP, which is probably the last race I watched when Mick Doohan was still around. But there we go. A big MotoGP fan back in the day. But we've got Sideways in the pits along with Nick and Vibesy as well. Hard luck, Hainsey, says the great Matt Simmons. And sorry, guys, head's not in it. Thought I could just cruise around, but wasn't able to. My apologies. And they are sincere apologies there from Hainsey. And it would appear that my biological son has let me down again, Jason. Very disappointing, I must admit.
Oh, Jesus. Kick a man while he's down, Trev. But I guess it's part of your family, so that's what you can do. Daddy Bias has the last say. But yeah, unfortunately, Hainsey, you obviously we saw what happened there. Got turned around, but come back tomorrow night. I'm sure you'll be back up there, especially if there's low numbers again. You can get some nice championship points as Nick reverses in his pit lane, which was a good start. But yeah, a lot of the boys are starting to make their stops now, so we should see where they come out in the next few minutes.
As we'll wait and see. And I've got some Deca employees there in the green overalls. Bit of a news story coming out on the Department of Environment's website. Got a little snippet of that, a bit of a profile on yours truly with his aircraft work, but I'll circulate that, talking about pumping up the tyres. But 28 minutes left in this race anyway. They offered to do bit of a spotlight on people, and I put my hand up for it. So what? They interviewed me, and maybe we could get some of that content on in the future. But we missed the half race distance call, Wilco, from the Universal Boss, but that lets us know that there is half the race still to run. And 15 laps in, we can't see anybody stopping this man, but still a long way to go. And there's the length of the Flemington Straight, or the length of the COTA Straight between them. 14 seconds, and then Smitty up into third. So there is Smitty. Hooncorp Smitty, we do see you out there lurking. Please consider following the stream. We'd love to have you a part of the community. As Smitty now into the pits. And a tricky pit lane there. Get down to the necessary 50 kilometres. And he's into the pits now. Stone Towel continues on. Nismo yet to make his stop. And Nismo just keeps on keeping on, doesn't he? And you can see there Nismo Nath, boss of Hooncorp Esports as well. And does plenty of work with Hooncorp Esports with sort of club events and club racing over there in Taupo in New Zealand. So great to have him along, of course. Sideways Polka. Haven't spoken too much about Sideways. He qualified fourth, didn't he, Wilco? But now he's a little bit further down than that, but still keeping his nose clean. Though. Yep.
Yeah, so he's made his pit stop and he's ahead of Nick. So he'll be effectively third overall once the boys all do their pit stops, which should be a great effort by Mickey there. Oh yeah. But anyway, it's Trevor here. I don't know why he's gone mute, but I'll keep talking.
And there we go, boy. And I tell you what, good thing we don't have the man alongside us, Chuck Norris, and who can win a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves, let me tell you. But he is not with us tonight. He is here in spirit, and we will be contacting him depending on how this race pans out. But there was an interesting battle, of course, for P2 there. Three-way battle for P2, of course. But there we go. Hainsey advising us that his head just wasn't in it tonight. And what does he mean by that, Wilco? Do you get nights where you get in front of your little sim racing rig and some nights you're into it, some nights you're not, as Mayo comes into the pits? Is that how it works? Sometimes your head's got to be in the right headspace to get the job done?
Yeah, and of course, if he's have something going on in his life, that also doesn't help. So Hainsey, we are thinking of you. If you need a chat, shoot me a message. But yeah, hopefully it was just you just had the CBFs tonight on track, and that's all that that's all we hope that it is. It is a tough track, we know, but I'm sure he'll be all good tomorrow night.
And you can see there, power-ups and rewards are available in the chat. Message effects, what the hell does that say? Anyway, on-screen celebrations and everything else in between. I think someone might have, I think a certain Nigerian might have jumped in there and had a bit of a play around with my sound effects there. But anyway, nothing wrong with that. Mayo out of the pits again. That was an incredibly long stop. Do we think he took tyres? Those only work when...
He's come out just ahead of Mickey here. So 8 seconds to Sideways Polka and Mayo. So let's see what it is in the next 24 minutes.
24 minutes to go. We hope you are watching and enjoying every bit of this. Getting a bit of an update here. We're running at 6,000 kbps. Whatever the hell that means, but it's all green, which means it's all G, as the Nigerian prince would say, checking on his Uber Eats app, because those only work when you have OBS open. 6 megabytes upload speed. We'll take that. We'll take anything we can get, of course, with that PC in for repair. All the goodies coming with that PC repair. I'll be up there with the likes of Chuck Norris, and that's the only person I know with a PC. But I will be on par with the great man. And could you possibly give yourself a shout-out, Chuck, in the chat? We're both stuck on 359 followers at the moment, Jason. It's a battle to get to 360 here.
Yeah, and I'm on before, I think, even though I don't stream on Twitch. So there's always someone worse off than you, Trev and Voodoo.
Certainly is, and it's not easy being as gorgeous, tall, charismatic as we are, but we do our very best. We don't have tickets on ourselves. Oh no, just kidding, we do, and the show sold out months ago, but 22 and a half gone. 22 and a half gone.
Warwick Kappa quote, isn't it?
Yes, the old Kappa. How good is that? Kappa! And I remember... Yes, he opened up the coffee van. Remember the coffee experiment on the footy show there with Sam and cappuccinos?
Cappuccinos.
But there we go, 20... Oh, JJ and Noodles! JJ and Noodles, that corner just cuts in on itself, doesn't it? It's extremely wide, this circuit, but they almost... came to blows there. JJ well and truly behind Noodles, both in KTMs, but both at very different ends of the timing sheets. And what happened there? They almost tripped over each other, Wilco.
Yeah, I think the cold tyres nearly caught Noodles out there, and JJ was, I guess, aware of what happened. Didn't turn in, but then did turn in and then lost the rear and had a big drift through turn 1, and they got going, and Noodles got his tyres at a reasonable temperature, and he would be pulling away now. So he's got 18 seconds to Mayo, but that Mayo and sideways polka gap is only, 4 seconds? So that's one to look out for as Jimbo comes out of the pits just in front, or maybe side by side, with Exodus for the AM lead here. So we have two battles going on here tonight, which should be good.
Oh, Jimbo, this is for the win, of course. And look at this, 20 minutes and some change to go. And said 22 gone there before. That's the football coming out. But Jimbo has a big moment and he's off. He zigged when he should have zagged and he's off. And it's just a good thing there's 58 metres of runoff area at this circuit. But Exo is through now. And Jimbo in his purple car looking very, very sheepish there as he did it. It was a good effort to just keep that thing out of the wall, wasn't it, Wilco? Because he was in a very bad way there, well and truly out of shape.
Yeah, so, as we said, nice 1,000-metre runoff meant that he was all good. If he was at Bathurst and he did that, he would have been on his roof. So, the old limits the limiting the wider tracks limits the mistakes, I guess.
As boy, everyone's in Paris but me at the moment, just scrolling on social media there. As anyway, Jimbo has following his moment. Look at this, 1, 2 and 3. I think Nismo's dropped a little bit further back though, hasn't he, behind those guys? Nismo, Nate, Stoned, Towel, and there's not too many pro guys left, is there? I think it's that's sort of over and done with, I think, for that. Nick will finish second. And not sure whether we will be running the driver interviews, the post-race driver interviews tonight, because we don't have the Discord and all that sort of stuff, voices coming through and whatnot. But it's been absolutely entertaining nonetheless. And we are 58 minutes into the stream. We've got 19 minutes left in this race. So what else can play out, Wilco, between now and the end of this race? Get on track, Wilco. You could score a pro podium here. That is coming in from the one and only Matt Simmons. But Smitty and Vibesy going ding-dong style here, Wilco. This is for a podium.
Yes, and I have already got a podium, Matt, because I'm pretty sure there's only 2 pros left, isn't there? But you can jump on and get a couple of points too for your birthday.
And where am I? I think I'm 6th then, if that's the case. And so you can see there. And it's been a while. I think I've got a screenshot somewhere of a social race or something in Monza where I did finish ahead of the likes of Cam and Jason and a few others. And yes, and then Jason will say something like, "Oh, remember when you turned right instead of left at Daytona in that race we did on Project Cars 2 8 years ago?"
I wasn't going to, but I will now.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, you did the whole first sector again.
Yes, I did. I didn't know whether I was shortening my lap or extending it. Damn it! Need to bring my rig with me to New Zealand next time. And some might say that I don't know how that'd get through the airport security. What do they do there at Auckland? It's just sort of a name drop that, you know, Simon Bishop or... yeah, that's right this way. Oh, Smitty getting aggressive. What was that, Willie Wowzer there? Smitty up behind Vibesy, almost collecting him there, Wilco.
Yeah, he nearly gave him an old left-right good night there, Smitty, but just pulled it up in time, and Vibesy would have thought, and all good. But yeah, they live to fight on. 17 minutes to go. Who is going to finish P5, which would be P3 in the Pro-Am class too, by the way.
And just say, don't you know who I am, LOL. And that's exactly OMG, say you're Matt Simmons. And that should get the job done. As you can see here, Smitty looking to get the job done on Vibesy. Still having no luck. Ooh, bouncy over the Kirby's. And here we go now, a chance for Smitty against Vibesy. This for a podium finish. And boy, these boys are going to go all the way to the line here.
But yeah, so Smitty looking good at the moment. Vibesy's struggling on. I know Vibesy likes to not take tyres most of the time to save himself 5 seconds, but if he has chose to do that again, he is going to be in some trouble, as you can see right now. And Smitty, we know he pitted a little bit earlier, so his tyres should be in that prime window at the moment as he goes a little bit deep into the hairpin. But can he latch onto the back and use that big Mercedes slipstream and try and get up the inside at the hairpin?
And I'm back now. God bless you, sir. And
I hope that was the squeaky chair, Trev.
And
just the curry coming out.
And as Matt Simmons is with us, Rain of Fire says the one person that Chuck. Yeah. The one person.
Someone's going to clip that.
the one person that Chuck Norris. I'm not sure what that sounded like actually. As bless you, Trev. Bless you, says Mark Curry.
What is someone back? Are you allergic to our races around COTA, or someone put some pepper in the commentary box?
A little pepper in the commentary box, but I'll tell you what we might do. We might. And we might having a few issues here with
allergies have just been discovered in Benalla. Breaking news. Breaking news. Allergies in Benalla.
And it seems that Stone Towel has a.
Just going again, aren't you?
I'll be right back, Wilco. I'll be right back.
Go get a Zyrtec off in your chicken
and the Boss coffee. I'll be right back, folks. Stay with us.
Oh, Jesus. I'll try and commentate by myself when I'm just wiping away the tears. So, yeah, who's Trev on board with? He's on board with Stone Tower, so I'll find where he is. Where is he? Here he is. He's doing his drive-through, so it's going to be great viewing for you guys. But, yeah, I'll quickly go through the field, just so you can see. So, Noodles pretty much home and hosed. Mayo, he's pulling the gap away from Sideways Polka, so out to 7 seconds now. Nick sort of in no man's land at the moment. He's 15 seconds behind Sideways Polka and 10 seconds ahead of Vibesy, who's having a good battle with Smitty still. Exodus is back in the lead for the AM class with Jimbo 1.5 behind, so they're going to be battling right to the end. Nismo is 20 seconds behind that pack, and then Ernie Drongo is 20 seconds behind him. So Stone Town, Norms and Beaky sort of had a pretty tough race, but I think the closest battle at the moment is definitely Smitty and Vibesy. So when Trev gets back, I'll get him to shock it onto that camera. But yeah, it's all up to me now. Thanks, Matt. Sorry, Mark. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But of course, we do know this track is not the greatest. So hopefully we have a full grid next week for the season finale at Kyalami, which, again, going off the turnout tonight, I think we'll be running Kyalami next Wednesday night, and the guys that wanted to watch the Origin, they can do that, because the car limit at the moment is not getting touched in these GT2s. But hopefully you have a good turnout tomorrow night. So I know, Matt, you said you can't race, but Rain of Fire, Mark, are you guys going to be racing tomorrow? Or if not, is it the reason because this track is average?
Well, we are back in allergy free there. Couple of Zyrtex in the front pouch, if you don't mind. 12 minutes remaining. And Vibesy now. Guess who's back? Oh no, I'll miss the Kyalami race. Good battle for the AM win between Jimbo and Exo. I'll be on as long as I'm back from work in time. And Mark is racing tomorrow night, Wilco, as well. We've got that confirmed now.
Yep, beautiful. Love to see it. I'm keen to see you guys tomorrow night. But yeah, I was just saying Vibesy and Smitty are still having a good battle. And yeah, Exodus and Jimbo, they're the two closest battles at the moment. Of course, Vibesy and Smitty are racing for P3 in class, and obviously Exodus and Jimbo are racing for P1.
And big shout out there, crying too. That was very, very funny indeed. I can just picture Trev at his computer with a bucket waiting behind him for the curry. That is so not funny, Rain of Fire, but let me tell you, I knew I shouldn't have got involved in that, but I tell you what, there wasn't a lot to on the menu there. But Jimbo and Exo now continuing their battle. A bit of a holding pattern here for Jimbo, and in against the Audi. Any advantages or disadvantages between the two cars? Fairly evenly matched, Wilco, in terms of straight line speed. I guess it depends a lot on setup as well, and the track layout and whatnot, doesn't it? But these two have been fairly close all evening, haven't they? Even after their stops.
Yeah. So the cars, I mean, they're never going to be ideal because I have to do the BOP myself. So yeah, they're not going to be ideal. Each car has their strength and weakness. So the Mercedes is very quick on the straight, but obviously a bit of a boat through the corners. The KTM's a little bit slower on the straights, but very quick through the corners. The Maserati's sort of good everywhere. And the Audi is pretty good everywhere besides braking. Braking, it just doesn't seem to... You can't engine brake with the Audi, so you rely just on the brakes. So it's not that good there. And the Porsche, I mean, only one guy I know can actually drive this Porsche, GT2 Porsche, and that's the guy in the comments with his birthday today, because that car is just a piece of shit. But yeah, if you're good, you're good.
And if you know, you know. Of course, it is the great Matt Simmons' birthday here today. I do sound a bit snuffly, don't I? It's that time of the year. Let's not talk about the bop. Wilco, don't talk about the bop. The BOP, says the great Matt Simmons. Jimbo looked like he was lining up a move there in turn one and said, you know what? I'm not going to go for that. He's going to leave it to later on here. He's got a good run. And is he coming up to... We are coming up to the hairpin here at the moment. Jimbo, could he get this done down the main straight? We'll keep an eye on Smitty. I think Smitty and Vibesy as well, aren't they? They're still battling as well here. We're inside the last 10 minutes of this race, but where can Jimbo get it done? That's going to be the question. He's got a good run here, Wilco. Is this a chance for him to just try and get in that slipstream? He's looking good.
So we're going to see the difference here. When Exodus hits the brakes, Jimbo, there you go. See how much earlier Exodus has to brake, and Jimbo, straight up the inside, job done.
Great work there. Jimbo getting the move done, but much easier to chase than to lead, as the late great Murray Walker would say. And you can see there now Exo just trying some different lines and different pathways to try and get back ahead of Jimbo, but I reckon Jimbo's got that move well and truly done. We might go to Smitty and Vibesy now. Smitty a little bit too far back, we think, Wilco, to make a move here. And indeed he is through turn one. I could never quite get used to that first corner here. Sort of uphill, isn't it, towards that very open... So many different lines you can take through turn one around this circuit. But Jimbo still leading. No, in fact, is Exo got him? No. Sorry.
No, Jimbo's now in front, yes.
Yep, just the timing charts updating there. Smitty now and Vibesy.
Oh, yeah, that's the battle to watch, I reckon. They're still going. This has been going for the last 10, 15 minutes now. So, yeah, P3 for the Pro-Am class is definitely not settled yet. All it takes is Vibesy have a little moment coming off the off this hairpin down here, and Smitty should be able to get the run, and he's gone a little bit deep, so Smitty just can't get his braking right, but he has a late apex, which hopefully has given him a better exit. So you can see Vibesy starts to just walk away on the straight there. So that's the frustrating part of being behind that Merc, is you'll be all over him in the first sector, but first sector you can't really pass.
As you can see there, look at that Mercedes-Benz power. Getting the job done down the straight. No, I am kidding, says Matt Simmons. You've done a mega job, and a great compliment there. Sorry,
I was
Team Radio.
Matt's he's just stirring me up about that Porsche race. Was it Monza or was it Red Bull Ring? There was one where I changed BOP because he looked to be a little bit too fast. I added 5 kilos to the car and said it won't make much of a difference, and according to Matt and by the timing charts, it made a fair bit of difference, and yeah, I will never let that down, but it's on me.
Yes, you'll have protection as usual following that incident, and that's the way it goes. I was slow before I had 5 kilos added to me, and I'm even slower now with the 25 on me. But Rain of Fire saying hard to pick a braking marker for your apex. You can't see turn 1, and a very difficult circuit indeed. Smitty trying a few things here, and he's going to have to, Wilco, because what's he got? 2 or 3 laps to go here, I reckon, in the next 6 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 3, because where is Noodles is in that sort of starting the 3rd sector now. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, what other time? Like, we don't really race here much. The only other time we did race here was when we did that interleague race with RPR, Shakedown, and obviously us in KRL, and it was when the Porsche, the BMW M2, and the new Lambo ST come out. So that would have been end of 2022 maybe. When they come out was when we did this interleague summer series, and this track here, we did it in the Lambo ST, and remember it was the show of power. Myself, Fargo, and Sexy Rexy finished 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for KRL. Across the line 3. Remember that? We went across the line in 3. It was really really good race. So the last 2 races I've done here, I have won. So maybe I should like this track more than I think more than I should. But that's 2 races in the last 2 years though. So it's not very. It's a good strike rate, but it's a long time between drinks.
Oh no, Smitty! Please, where are your manners? Somebody. What's a drive-through penalty for 667? Is that a delayed message or something, is it? Because it's not coming up on the leaderboard there, Wilco, which is very strange. But the 667, of course, Ernie Drongo there in the Maserati. But care to explain what went on there, Jason? Smitty. And Smitty having a bit of a moment there with Vibesy. And Matt Simmons says, can we bring the Cup car back? Rain of Fire saying we run the Lambo ST there. RPR took out Watkins Glen in the Porsche Cup and can't remember the result for the BMW race at Indy. I think that...
Albert won that for Shakedown.
He did,
didn't Albert in Shakedown. So me and him had a good battle there, and he got the chocolates in the end. And then, yeah, Brocky and Barters won in the Cup car at Watkins Glen. So yeah, maybe I have spoke to XO about bringing back a inter-league sort of thing, but obviously we're all pretty busy at the moment because I'm not organising this. We're organising endurance races, and then obviously we announced last week that KRL will have a little 4-round series for the August charity month. So that was announced last week, so that should be good too.
Plenty of racing coming up. We've got 3 minutes left in this one. And who could forget that formation finish around here, of course, wasn't it? That was for the thumbnails at Andrelli, wasn't it? Do you remember like you mentioned there, the three coming across the line?
Myself, Fargo and Rexy was good.
And yes, a few names there, which would be nice to see them back. I know...
well, Fargo does still race with us in the GT3 series, but he's not racing in his Porsche, which we've, known how quick he is in that Porsche. He's been jumping the Lambo, same as Matt. And I mean, my comments on Lamborghinis or Lamborghini GT3 cars. They're not very favourable, but Matt and Fargo both just sort of struggling, and it's not really a good car to drive. But yeah, that's the story for another day.
And you can see there, lurking. Rain of Fire says Indy's an absolute dog of a track. It's always been a pretty shithouse track, really, when you think about it. Right back to F1 2000, but. If you have a setup, Rain of Fire and Matty Simmons in the chat, if you have a setup for the Lambo GT3 here, my inbox is always open, and Rain of Fire at gmail.com. That is for the Matt Simmons there. If we know he's out there watching, has been present and accounted for every minute of the the 75 minutes we've been on air tonight. Matty Simmons has been there for every one of them, and also the birthday boy too. Joined when I was singing him happy birthday, and he hasn't left since. But we've got 90 seconds remaining. I think we're going to get one more lap here, Wilco, before the end of this race and the checkered flag.
Yep, so Noodles has dominated, and as I said, this will be... it said we won't do any podium interviews and stuff due to the having your voice to be shared, but we will get the Noodles in because he's just wrapped up, with a minute to go, he will wrap up the GT2 championship, which will be pretty special for him. He's making his debut season for both GT3s and GT2s, and he's come away with the chocolates in one of them.
Leader is on the final lap. Big thank you to Race Control there. Love to find who voices that character there, but 42 seconds. This will be the last lap of the race here this evening. It's been no frills, it's been no worries, and it has been a 2-minute Noodle race, of course. Noodles, you absolute legend of a teammate. And Matty Simmons there confirming with Rain of Fire that he can find a setup for the Lambo GT3. Of course, Wilco, not quite the biggest lover of the Lambos going around, but you can see there 11 just seconds remaining in this race. It's going to be this man winning, and by a long, long way back to Mayo. Good race from Mayo. Sort of was there and thereabouts, Wilco, right throughout the course of this one. He'll be happy with P2, do we think? Or P1, I should say, in his class.
Yeah. So, that's 5 wins in a row for Jimbo. Mayo's going to take out the Pro-Am honours, P2 overall as well. And, it's been a pretty good race. I mean, look, for, 13 or 14 cars, there's been a few good battles going around, which, it's all you want. There's no pile-ups, so that's all you sort of need. Have some bit of action. Nice to have more cars, but still a bit of action's good. And Noodles will bring us across the line in about 25 seconds time.
Here we go. Only a few corners remaining here.
Make sure you call the champion.
Actually, the champion-elect, more than just champion-elect there. You can see those spectators up there. They've got a grand view of this. Noodles has been utterly dominant, not only in this race, but in the season. He's coming close to the line. And you can see there, Nigerian Prince is writing AI songs about me, but nevertheless, around the final corner, onto the start-finish straight here at the Circuit of the Americas. Noodles 88771 wins the race and takes out the GT2 Kid Buyers Racing League Championship with a round to spare, and the donuts begin. And you can see Noodles there. Here comes Mayo, though. He will come across the line to take P2. And he's very interesting-looking Audi there. You can see very plain-looking colours. Sending you a setup now, says Matt Simmons. And you can see across the line comes Mayo. Sideways polka now, and is that Ernie Dingo getting involved there? Nismo across the line, so some of these guys, of course, are well and truly down the field, but Mayo wins the race, and I think we've got Noodles joining the party there, and here comes Nick across the start-finish line, so we might even have a chat with our winner and our champion, Wilco. We've already got him here in the commentary box, can you believe? As we take a look at Vibesy, we're going to let them finish racing. Yes, we are. And Vibesy and Smitty as well, 2.7 between those two. Ooh, Smitty having a little bit to say about the apex of that final corner, but he comes across the line, flags waving. And here comes Jimbo. What's this? 5 in a row, Wilco, for Jimbo Johnson.
Yeah, 5 in a row for him in the AM class. So as we said, he'll be going off to Pro-Am next season. But I'll just quickly jump in. Can you, Noodles, make sure your voice is allowed to be shared? I'm sure it would be, just so we can hear you when Trev starts talking to you. But yes, that is the race finish. So Noodles P1, Mayo P1 in the Pro-Am class, second overall with Sideways Polka in third, and again second in Pro-Am, and Vibesy rounding out the podium for Pro-Am. Jimbo winning AM class again, Exodus just behind, and Nismo in P3 for that. So, Trev, take away the podium interview with our new GT2 champion.
Well, we certainly have him. We have him here in the commentary box with us, and he is the champion. And we're looking there at your lap times. I don't know why we've got that, but there we have it. Our race winner tonight, Noodles. Thank you for joining us post-race, mate. Absolute domination tonight, masterclass, if you will. Champion as well. Please give us a word for your thoughts. Matty Simmons in the chat there. Give me an N. Give me an O. Give me a 2-minute noodle there. You can say Matty Simmons up and about. But, mate, talk us through your race and your season tonight, if you don't mind. No, great work, mate, but you've been fantastic all season, and I tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch you out there, utterly dominant right throughout not only tonight but the season, mate. You're around next week. I think Kyalami is our grand finale in the GT2s, mate. So you're looking forward to also finishing off the season on a high note? Great stuff. Matty Simmons there. We can't hear Noodles, but that's okay. I think Wilco will provide quite a substantial and adequate translation. And look, there's a bus. I'm going to throw Wilco under it right now.
All right, so what Noodles said was, yes, I'm the champion. It's great to join the KRL Champions Honours Board. It was a pretty easy race. He said he fell asleep, had a cup of coffee, and then finished it off, and still won by 30 seconds. But no, he was very humble, as Noodles always is. And yeah, he's keen to race next week at Kyalami, and of course he wants to race tomorrow night in the GT3s.
And great work there from Noodles. Jason translating, of course, to Noodles' native language there. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Noodles, for joining us there. And our race winner tonight, I don't know whether we've got Mayo or Jimbo Jones.
No, I haven't invited him yet.
But anyway, we've got our winner. Our pro class winner. So thank you, Noodles, for joining us. New job, Wilco, premium translator for KRL. And I thought he said, I'm the best. You're all Scheisenhausen. Thank you, Beaky. Beaky just saying that. He says the more guys that get promoted to Pro-Am, the better for me. Less competition, says Beaky. And I tell you what, if you don't behave yourself, Beaky, you might even get promoted as well. But probably the most lonely race I've ever had. Bit of an issue there.
Get the Zyrtec out again.
No, that's okay. We don't need it. But Nismo there, probably the most loneliest race I've ever had. Very, very sad there, and not a chance, mate, says Beaky. But there we go. I think that's all we've got time for as we see Jimbo Jones doing donuts in the pit lane. And Wilco, thank you for joining us, of course, through this very challenging stream. Of course, no PC, but we're going directly from the PS5. Turns out we don't need sound effects anymore because you've got me with you to put up with me for the last hour and a half. But Wilco, thank you for jumping in at short notice. Just need Trev and his allergies, that's for sure. Thank you, Matt Simmons, for joining us tonight. Just jumped in. Happy birthday to you again. Thank you, Wilco, and I'm sure we'll see you in some capacity tomorrow night once again.
Yeah, I will be...
Might not be, maybe, could be. I possibly will be eating a steak and a large lobster.
No seafood for me. But yeah, I will be here. I might be just a little bit late. I've got a work dinner as it's farewelling one of our workers, so I will be here, but I will be late.
Yes, big shout out to Sally from accounts. She's off having a baby, but thank you. More mediocre driving tomorrow, says Beaky. And I'm not sure who he's talking about there. Cheers, boys. Thank you for that. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll sleep good tonight. That is from EXO. Jimbo there redeeming his sound effects. I'll try and do the best I can. Did I send it or did I send it? Yeah, send it, baby. And there we go. Thank you, Jimbo. See you for that tomorrow night. Thank you, Beaky. Thank you, Matt Simmons. Happy birthday to you. And thank you for that. I'll close all my tabs before I head off this evening. But thank you to everybody for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring this to you. Tomorrow night, it's more COTA. We'll be back here at the Circuit of the Americas for the GT3s. We hope to have your company then from 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Be kind to one another, and we will see you. We'll see you, Jimbo, and everybody else tomorrow night here as we continue round 7 of KRL. But for now, it's goodbye.